Let's get reaction now, joined by United Democratic Movement leader Bantu Holomisa on the line. General, good evening, and thank you very much for coming on this evening. Well, the IFP first off the mark to say they will be joining a ANC IFP government of national unity because, of course, the other parties, including yourself, would have wanted the Chief Justice to facilitate some kind of dialogue. The Chief Justice has refused to do that. Does that leave you out in the cold?
No, you must understand who the UDM is. You will recall that on the 3rd of March, we said the following words in our constitution, in our manifesto. I quote, "There seems to be emerging consensus that there will be no outright winner of the 2024 national and provincial elections. This must not be read as a negative, but rather as a positive outcome of a flourishing democracy. The first democratic government post-1994 was indeed an example of coalition government.
Yes.
And that is the government of national unity." That's what we said. So we are not going to lecture me about the issue of government of national unity. We campaigned for that. It's in our manifesto.
Right.
Now, let me come back to your question. At the time we wrote to the Chief Justice, we didn't have a speaker, and the president who made this announcement was speaking in his capacity as a president of the ANC. And given that the Chief Justice was already administering the process of this new parliament, so it was our recommendation that he should participate or facilitate for all these parties to unpack, for ANC to come and unpack this concept of government of national unity. It's fine, that was our position, but it was not cast in stone. Anyone who would have wanted to facilitate, to come and explain was welcome. That's history now. On Friday, we will be electing a president and a speaker. At least those two offices can now be utilized by all parties because we will be having legitimate institution or structures in place.
Right.
My wish, let me commend the IFP first for being transparent and come openly and say they are supporting this GNU. But he also tells us that the DA as well, they are also working with the ANC. We welcome that. But given that the ANC NEC had said that we must go the route of the GNU, how I wish that agreement, which has already been agreed upon, as the IFP leader has announced, it could now be tabled in front of all parties.
Yeah.
Because this is not a coalition, this is a GNU we are busy with.
Right.
And then on Friday, my wish is that we will finish that process, elect a president and a speaker, but immediately after that, I hope that the EFF and MK party can agree to say, let's go and participate in the establishment of this GNU.
Yeah.
Would force...
Sorry, General, I'm going to come in here because of time. If the GNU agreement is made public and smaller parties, the 18 or so, are given that particular agreement, are you going to sign up on it to be a part of that GNU?
No. Let them publish, share it under one roof where we are all there, then we are able to ask questions. But if MK, EFF comes in on board and join the rest of those who have no objection on this concept, let us meet then and start unpacking what is the framework of this GNU. How is it going to operate?
Yeah.
We have a right to ask those questions.
Right.
That's why the voters said, no more one-party state, but go and sit down and make sure that you work together.
Why
We're not opposed.
why the emphasis on the EFF and MK party? Are you of the view that the GNU will not work with those parties outside of that agreed upon government?
The mandate from the voters is that all political parties must go and find an agreement on how are they going to operate. So there's nothing wrong in them reviewing their earlier positions to say they want to participate, because earlier on there was a legitimate expectation on the part of many South Africans that ANC, DA, EFF, or MK, they will just simply meet and agree on a coalition government.
Right.
That has fallen flat. But now that the president and the speaker is here, will be here, if we have those two institutions, somehow there must be a center where we must meet, all of us as political parties in parliament, and make sure that we come with a sufficient consensus to run this country.
General, I appreciate your time. Let's leave it there because
Thank
of time. Democratic Movement leader Bantu Holomisa, they're joining us on the line.